My name is Aaron Leroux, and I'm a photojournalist and documentary photographer.
5 demands. This was a lovely protest. This was a peaceful protest in Wong Tai Sin. Again, as I often did during this time, I was out there with Walid Berzag and my wife, actually. She came with us, and we went out to photograph this peaceful protest, and it was really lovely. When we arrived, the crowd was had gathered at a mall and walked to this kind of large public square in Wong Tai Sin that was across the street from the mall. And I believe it's Temple Mall, actually. And, the lyrics to songs and chants were distributed through the crowd via telegram, so you could hear people's phones going off and people getting the lyrics and sharing them with one another. And a couple thousand people were out there this night, and they sang and chanted for an hour or more. And Walid and Cece and I kind of moved through the crowd quietly, just wandering, making pictures and talking to people. And what was remarkable was that this was completely unremarkable. It was a peaceful protest. The people gathered. They did their protest. They sang, they chanted, and then they dispersed. It was in such stark contrast to any of the protests where the police were present, right? Any time the police were present, there was mayhem and violence and dangerous situation was created. And any of the peaceful protests I went to, but this one most notable of all, of just because of its size, with no police there, no presence, it formed, did its task, and dispersed quietly. And it really left an impression on me of these could be largely peaceful protests. But yeah, it was a lovely night. People were really generous with each other and with us, taking their pictures. And I saw this guy who was really, he seemed very moved by what was happening, as was I. I mean, I think we all, shed a tear or two that night just because of how lovely it was. And, obviously hearing people sing Glory to Hong Kong en masse in the streets like that is, I'm consistently moved by that. And they were singing that while I took this photo of this guy, and he held his hands up with the signal for the 5 demands.